What's up, YouTube? This is TheBillyBobHD bringing you another Let's Play. Today, I've got some more Victoria 2 Heart of Darkness playing as Spain. Last episode, we had just conquered and finished annexing Madagascar, which is great. They were in my sphere and were giving me a lot of problems. Let's see. Cuba is currently undergoing a... wow, pretty significant indeed. Rebellion. You can see it here, 18 stack running around on their homeland there. Interesting. We do still hold Puerto Rico here. Why are we losing money? I'm paying out a lot of industrial subsidies right now. So that does mean we have some unsuccessful factories in the works at the moment, but we're going to keep investing in new factories just to try to get my industrial score up and keep that going. Our ambassadors have been banned from Portugal. Not super new news there. Upper house rearranged. Sure. That sounds fine. I also need to bump up my taxes here. Didn't notice that a second ago. So that helps my money situation significantly. We got to force... oh, wow. We can bump up a lot of expenses, including education, which is huge for my country because we started off with such a poor and terrible literacy rate. Okay, time to research some new technology. We're currently fully maxed out from an army standpoint. Commerce-wise, we've got a couple that we could still do. Culture and industry. I think we were trying to build up some of the industry techs there just to help out my industry score, as it is my weakest feature. You can see the French also keeping an 81 stack on my borders there in Barcelona. We need to look at trying to get that back at some point. We've had a couple people make comments about it, which has been great. I appreciate it. It's just, I don't know. There hasn't been, we've had one maybe decent-ish chance. France is doing really good this campaign. They still hold Alsace-Lorraine. What's also working against us in order to take back Barcelona is Germany is not having a good campaign either. You've got an especially strong Austria-Hungary compared to what we're used to seeing. And Italy has formed, but it's really weird looking, and you can see that Switzerland is kicking ass. Okay, we do have a crisis, so we are going to declare interest so I don't lose any prestige there. You can see Switzerland here has moved south and taken some Italian lands, which is pretty crazy. I don't think I've ever seen Switzerland do that. Crisis, that's what we wanted to look at. Okay. I'm currently allied with the Germans and the Russians. The Germans do not look like they have declared interest in this whatsoever. They must have taken a prestige hit. If we take a look at the overall score, they are ranked number 3 in the world, which is pretty weak. With a score of only 1,500 there, you can see Austria-Hungary up to number 4. That's rare to see them up that high. Russian Empire number 5. And our biggest competition is Japan. We've got a good lead on them at the moment, but USA is another one. USA, we're kind of far away from them. It's a really interesting set of great powers, or at least great power rankings, I should say. So if we go back to the crisis, France is backing the Ottomans in terms of holding on to Greece's rightful territories. The Russians are backing up the Greeks. So I want to see what Austria is actually going to end up doing, which you don't hear that too often. If Austria jumps in on the French side, which it looks like they might, that's the side I want to go on as well. That way everyone's ganged up against the Russians, and we get prestige. I like getting prestige for good political decisions. It's really fun. Making great money at the moment, 500 a day, 400 a day or so. Germany is trying to kick us out of Morocco, it looks like. Huh, that's interesting because they're held by the British. Okay, just as I suspected, the Austrians did go in on the side of the French, and you can see the automatic peace out there, which gave me a nice prestige bump. 673. So That puts us in an even healthier lead up against the Japanese with over 100 points ahead of them. We can actually go ahead and increase our influence over here in Peru. If I go here, increase opinion, now considered friendly with them. Be cool to have them in my sphere, because we already do have Cuba as well as Algeria. We were able to get that last episode as well. You can see the French are still considered friendly with them, but they're not really putting too much investment into that. So if I go to ban embassy, I'm actually going to ban the French away from there. The first to the pole. The Royal Geographic Society has announced that an award will be presented to the first expedition that reaches the North Pole. We're definitely going to outfit an expedition. You lose prestige if you don't. So at least give us a shot. A race to the North Pole, gentlemen. Let's go. Oh, and we've got a war that's popped up. You can see both the Russians and the Germans are trying to call my support. So let's see. Oh, boy. This is really interesting. Okay. So we could be possibly at war with Germany. If I decline them, I do believe I lose prestige. But this is considered the Second Great War. This is really interesting. Okay. The Russians are looking to take territory away from Germany. Germany's trying to defend that, and UK has come to their aid, as well as a bunch of their smaller countries here, which don't really make up a lot of power whatsoever. Belgium, Denmark, Netherlands, Luxembourg, Montenegro. They're up against the Russians, the French, yikes, Serbia, and Persia. But look at the military strength difference. You can see how strong France and Russia are, 542, 476. The British are weak right now. Yeah, look at their military power, only 109. How is that even possible? So, the smarter move is to go in with my Russian buddies and team up with France against Germany, UK, Denmark, Belgium, blah, 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 etc. Alright, so before we make a decision, so that's my first impression. Even though I hate the French, we're not going to be we're not going to be fighting against them this round. Germany isn't strong enough to help me in a two-front war there. I will be at war with the UK as well, which kind of makes me want to take Gibraltar from them. Possibly even Morocco. We could also invade German Africa over here, so take some African holdings. Let's go ahead and move my army over here quickly, just to start out with. We are going to need to bump up the military support there, so I'm going to bring education spending back down and bring the military spending back down a little bit, just so we're completely still in the green. There we go. You can see Russian Empire here. I think we should do it. We could fight down here in Africa a lot. I have 16 infamy, so because we did take Madagascar recently, so this could result in me like only getting a little bit of something, even if it is Gibraltar. I don't know. I think that we do help the Russians at the end of the day. It's going to ruin my alliance with the Germans. But they're sort of on the weak. They're on the back burner here, this campaign. So I will go to the Russians and accept. So now we're at war with Germany, Britain, a bunch of those other smaller countries there. I'm going to take this 39 stack and move him down to Gibraltar right off the bat. UK is the war leader. Not a lot of population in Gibraltar, and they provide fish. So it's not a super important territory in terms of resources or population or anything like that, but It does represent a little toehold for the British as you come into the Mediterranean Sea here, which is important for them as they try to take their navy, put it there, etc. All right, so let's go ahead and unpause it and see what happens. Yep, this African army is already on the way over here. Okay, France is moving in on these African territories down here. You can see it already. Wow, France has such a strong African presence. They've got a 51 stack down here. I mean, I've got like a 15 stack rolling around, so... Yeah, France is really scary. I'm glad we didn't go to war against them. This should make France like us a little bit more, however. Okay, we are taking some attrition down here as we siege Gibraltar. I do have some good artillery going there. Plenty of infantry support. Okay, I just heard the peace sound. So I'm not really sure what that meant. Russia's looking to take Iceland. That's going to be interesting. Okay. Gonna also invade... Yeah, let's just go ahead and invade those German territories there. Industry. Let's bump up to the steel railroad there. Okay, I'm going to bump the speed up just one more notch just because nothing crazy has happened. At least it doesn't look like it. Madagascar remains to be protected even though I don't have a navy down there. We lost. Where was that? Where did that happen? Oh, I wonder if it's actually over in the Pacific. Oh, the Dutch. Forgot about that. So the Dutch are, you know, certainly against me right now. 15 stack 9, 6, 16, 32. I'm just doing some quick math. I don't have enough troops in Asia to really repel this Dutch invasion. I mean, we should consolidate, though. I need to consolidate my troops. So, I'm going to move this guy over here, put him on the boats, bring him over to Brunei. And that's where I'm going to collect my main army. And actually, we can go ahead and invade and conquer this territory, too. I'm also going to move this Filipino army down to the south here so that we can pick them up with the small fleet that I do have. I'm sort of giving up on this little piece at the moment. Okay. Gibraltar has been taken, so that's good. We are winning the war for sure. I can see Germany already being swallowed up by some Russian forces there. Weird that the Dutch are all the way over here in Russia, though. They've got a 41 stack running around over there. Interesting. All right, let's go ahead and unpause it. The winery still needs investment, so we'll go ahead and put it into that. Cement factory. Maximum investment there. Hard to go wrong with a cement factory. Hard to screw that up, or at least I would think. And wow, you can see the British have actually landed over there in northern France. And they are... Looks like they're being beaten pretty severely, actually. They're going to repel that. For sure. Colonial regiment in one of our states threatens to spring into open rebellion. You need to learn to adapt, guys. Come on. You're part of the Spanish Empire. Let's go. Okay. So invading those northern German territories there. You can see France going like hard as crazy up against British South Africa there. That is pretty crazy. Let's go back over to the Pacific problem. Go ahead and load you guys on the boats here and take you over and unload you. Tax efficiency went up, so that's good. Take this 6 stack over here and invade that British territory. Oh. Zanzibar has now been released by Portugal. That's interesting. Okay, we're going to bring the ships back over here to try to pick up that 15 stack. I can only bring 12 at a time, but that's okay. Why don't I bring them down this way and try to unload them? Can I? There we go. So now that I've got 3 stacks sort of running around all at once, I'm going to try to sneak behind them and take some of those territories. Oh, we should have taken Singapore. Intervene immediately. Lose 2 militancy. Yeah. I want to get rid of that militancy for sure. Pause it really quickly and let's take a look around. We'll take this small fleet and anchor it back over here in Brunei, or at least near it. I did leave a small force over here in Philippines of infantrymen. Don't know really what that's going to do for us, but nice to have electricity. That's what we're going to research next. Okay, so there is a current crisis going on as well, but I'm not involved because I'm already at war. Oh. I think it actually already ended. I didn't read that properly. Artillery factory. Let's invest into one of those. And our industry continues to grow. We've actually grown to the 6th largest, or excuse me, the 11th largest industrial power in the world. But we did move down in the overall rankings. That means, oh, Chinese Empire has no industry, but has such a large military. Wow, that's insane. Speaking of military, we can boost ours up. I'm going to start by building just a ton of infantry. Some guards as well. A couple dragoons. Just to mix up the force a little bit. Whoops. There we go. Okay, we are working on this with this 12 stack there to finish out capping some of those territories. And we might as well load this 6 stack back onto the boats and take them over to Singapore and take these other provinces over here by my Johori holdings. So, take you, load you onto the boat, and drop you off. Oh no, one of my generals died. He will be replaced. Not a problem. If we go to Morocco, actually, swing back over this way, I can increase my opinion there. Can I add a war goal yet? Nope. The war is not going well enough. Well, it isn't for me, but it is for everyone else. Gain 2 consciousness, sure. That's what I'd rather have. Russia stands to pick up a lot of territory from Germany. Wow, Russia. The war is over. Peace in our time. We'll see what happened. Yes. Russia took 2 provinces away from Germany. Squeezing them even further. This is crazy. So we're continuing to bump up our military construction. Continuing to bump up our industrial expansion. Trying to move up the ranks, or at least keep up now that the Chinese have jumped into the mix. I'm actually not too far off of the Chinese. So I'm making sure to max out my military builds Interestingly enough, now Austria-Hungary is coming to me with an alliance offer. Yeah, we did lose the alliance with the Germans because we turned our backs on them during that last war. But you can see Austria is actually already allied with France. We are already allied with the Russians, and the Russians feel sort of meh about them. I think the Austrians would not have a bad alliance right now, because we could try to turn our backs towards Italy. Oh, no we can't. They're actually in the Austrian sphere. That's big for Austria. Can we turn our backs on Switzerland? No. So it would basically be for simply just for protection against France, because then France wouldn't attack me. I think we could take the alliance for now. If we need to turn our backs on France, we'll screw over Austria, which will be fine. All right, let's proceed. So we just took the alliance with the Austrians. That's interesting. Anyway, guys, this has been TheBillyBobHD. Please remember to like, subscribe, and/or comment if you've enjoyed this content, and we'll catch you next.